Now your Storm Track 3 Weather 8 forecast.
The work week began more like September than late July, but that will continue not only through our day tomorrow, but into the middle part of the work week before the heat does begin to return. We had a cold front move through last evening, and that is what has brought us that cooler feel in the air, that more refreshing and pleasant feel in the air. But don't hold your breath, because it does return. The heat returns later on this weekend, with highs getting back into the low to mid 90s by Saturday and Sunday. But another cold front looks to erase at least some of that heat as we go into the latter half of the weekend. I think still good for the pool tomorrow. Temperatures starting off in the 60s, back into the middle 70s though by our lunch hour. Still holding on to lots of sunshine, that drier air, that really nice feel as you head outside will be with us. We'll be back into the lower 80s by 6 o'clock, so no problems. But with all that sunshine, make sure you don't forget the shades and the sunblock out there. Temperatures right now have dipped into the 60s, lower 60s in Colby, 66 in Hill City. Lower 70s across much of the southern half of the KSN viewing area. Middle 60s though in Dodge, 73 in Liberal, 73 in Salina currently, and 68 at both Topeka and Manhattan. So a good mix of temperatures out there. We can blame the northerly flow that is now behind that cold front, and with high pressure to our north, the wind will remain northerly to northeasterly as we go through the overnight. Not only bringing in some cooler air, but drier air. Remember, high pressure, clockwise flow, sinking air, quiet weather. We have dew points in the 50s across the state, and whenever you have the 50s, you know it's going to feel pleasant as you head outside compared to the 60s, 70s, even getting into the upper 70s across parts of the area last week. A sweltering heat wave has now come to an end across much of the southern half of the country, for that matter, because it wasn't just in the Sunflower State that we had the heat, but all across parts of the nation here. Winds are back out of the northeast, as I mentioned, around 5 to 10, but notice already starting to turn back around to the east, southeast, out across far western Kansas. And we'll keep that wind switch going as we get into our day tomorrow. Eventually on Wednesday, even though we'll still have a pretty good feel in the air, the winds will start to bring in a little more heat and a little more humidity by the time we get into the latter half of our work week. But with that high pressure in control, we're seeing clear skies across the state, but a little bit of shower activity off to our west, and there are going to be a few upper level disturbances that do begin to scoot our way, and those will bring us a chance for maybe a spotty sprinkle. The chances are quite slim, but something we will have to watch as we go throughout the rest of the work week. High pressure going to remain in control, but the jet stream has taken a bit of a dip across the plains and out toward the east. The big heat, that heat dome, that big area of high pressure, not only at the surface but into the upper levels of the atmosphere, keeping that heat a little bit farther to our west. But that will begin to scoot closer to us as we go throughout not only the rest of the work week but into the weekend, and that's when we'll start to return to more summer-like standards and more average heat for this time of the year. Stormcast continues to show mainly clear skies as we go throughout the rest of the evening, waking up to quiet conditions for our Tuesday morning. Lots of sunshine. Stormcast trying to spark up some sprinkles, but I'm thinking all of it's going to remain dry, just a little bit of excess moisture popping up, and we're going to keep that sunshine around. No problem for either of our commutes as we go through our day tomorrow. Now, our certified most accurate 7-day forecast shows temperatures going from the 80s tomorrow and Wednesday back into the upper 80s. There's that sprinkle chance I was mentioning on Thursday. 90s returning Saturday and Sunday. Monday, a little cooler with some lingering moisture possible as a cold front moves on in. North central Kansas, temperatures getting back up into the upper 80s Thursday. A 10% chance of rain Thursday and Friday. Upper 90s Saturday and Sunday with a high near 88 on Monday. Southwestern neighborhoods, 89 Wednesday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. A 10% chance of a sprinkle Thursday and Friday. Again, Sunday into Monday as that next cold front scoots our way. And in northwest Kansas, going from the lower 80s Tuesday, 90 Thursday, back into the middle 90s Friday and Saturday, but a bit cooler, guys, on Sunday and Monday.
TJ, when we go from, like 100 to 84, I'm a little confused. So what is that? You said more seasonal warmth. What is that? What's an average?
So the average is right around 93 for this time of the year. Yeah, so it feels better, I think. I'd rather be in the 80s personally than the 90s.
Yeah. Dipping down in the 50s and 60s overnight.
Open
Bring
the windows. Oh, yeah.
TJ, thank you. Still to come.